I don't care, I would pretend I don't speak English. With my broken Czech, I would just talk anything. They don't understand anyways.
Pretend that I don't understand anything at all. But when they're saying something good about me, then I'm like,
oh yes.
I agree. I understand. Hello. I'm half Korean and half Punjabi. So I speak Urdu, Hindi, but I cannot speak Korean at all. So it's usually just one language, and I'm ashamed about it too.
My dad's side speaks Spanish, but nobody spoke Spanish in the house, so it's not my fault. And I stand by that.
Yeah, it's technically not. I like speak Korean, Russian, and English, so I can't speak like only one fluent language. And I literally can't process in my brain. So I'm basically an outcast in every country, so I mean, that probably explains everything.
Yeah, it's really weird because like my mom, she speaks Czech to us, but sometimes she also speaks in English. So I answer her in English, but then like I talk with my siblings in Korean. So I'm not perfect in Czech at all.
And when you answered English, Auntie speaks back in Czech.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Both my parents speak English, but my dad's parents spoke Yiddish and Russian. And I did not speak either of those languages.
So you
Totally
speak
not
only
lost
English?
I speak other languages, but just like for me learning,
probably
so
not.
yeah, not from family.
Korean, Russian, and English. Well, not Russian, more like Korean and English.
If I'm speaking to a person who speaks English, I would think in English. And if we don't know the words, like, because our vocabulary is really limited, so then we'd like switch to thinking in Korean. So yeah.
I work at a Korean company, so I work 100% in Korean. So I literally have to switch back and forth for survival. So that's obviously I'm living here. So when I'm speaking Korean, I think in Korean.
Only curse words I think and while I'm having a conversation, usually it's in English and Urdu. I kind of picked it up English in the middle, but before it was just Urdu, but now it changed.
Every day.
We
Yeah.
like the words. Me and Sam, we mix the words.
You learn like words, for example, that can't be translated very well. You know,
I mean,
but they
too,
don't know. Yeah, there's just some feelings that feel better in the language that you learned it in versus the time or versus trying to translate it because they just won't get it.
Oh, it's just whatever country I'm in. Well, they ask, oh, like, is English better sometimes if like they see that I'm clearly not from there, basically. I think it's nice. I think it's fine. It's better than just assuming that I don't speak the language. I would much rather have that, honestly. So I think it's quite nice, I think.
I agree. Here, I think it's nice because obviously there's a possibility I don't speak it, but I like that they give me a chance to show them that I do versus they just, especially if in that case, my Korean is better than their English, but they're still trying. Then I'm like, could you please like ask me which is better in the situation? Because then we could move along a lot faster.
Yeah, just because like we look like a foreigner doesn't mean we're not good at Korean or like any other language.
Yeah.
No, usually here in Korea, if someone tries to talk to me in Korean, I just like, huh? And then I just start talking in English and like, oh, okay, he's not gonna talk in Korean. No one asked me that. Is it comfortable for you to speak in Urdu or Korean or in English? Never happened.
This is way too obvious, bro. It's way too tiring, like, in my opinion. It's like in a foreign country, because like they always ask about like, what country are you from? When did you come here? Why are you here? Why are you so good? So I just have to avoid every conversation because I'm so tired of telling these kind of like answers.
I think mostly it's like we were talking about before, just not wanting to be an English teacher for the day, wanting to just say that language. But other times, when I was living in Spain, I had a really nice group of American tourists come up to me in broken Spanish, asking for directions. And I could have easily just like spoken in English, but I just kept it going. It was just, I don't know.
Let me
it was
flex really
it's like
quick.
a once in a lifetime experience, so I just kind of kept speaking in Spanish.
Taxis. Taxi drivers just love to
talk.
And so
Yes.
sometimes they'll be like, oh, do you speak this language? And I'm like, no, sorry.
Well, like mostly everyone thinks that everyone speaks English, right? But like I don't care, I would pretend I don't speak English because I mean, I
why
don't
we don't have
really,
foreign friends.
I'm not fluent in English, but still, like, I can speak English. And sometimes if like people, you know, try to ask me questions, I'd be like, with my broken Czech, I would just talk anything because
They're not
they
gonna
don't
notice,
understand
yeah.
anyways. So yeah.
I work in a company and sometimes they have meetings or you know, every office have their own politics happening in it, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. So I do understand Korean to some extent, and then when they try to include me, I pretend that I don't understand anything at all. So it kind of gives me a good edge. They know that he doesn't understand it. So I'm just all fine, good. So that's how. But when they're saying something good about me, then I'm like,
Oh yes.
I agree. I understand. Yes, yes.
Oh, this was great. Really easy to work with all of you, and yeah, I just felt really comfortable. Didn't even really feel like we were filming, honestly.
Yeah.
Just kind of felt like I was having conversation with new friends. Really nice.
I think it was a very fun experience because you can talk to people who are expats, people who are mixed, people who are living in a culture different from their own. So to see how everyone interacts with language is really interesting to hear about.
Okay, so today we talk about a very interesting topic.
If you like the video,
Like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section.
bye!